I just saw Alice Cooper get executed. But don't worry, through a sheer miracle, Alice survived this and multiple other things that happened to him during the show so he could continue his concert. And in this video I'm going to tell you all about it. Was it fun? How was the sound? How was the show? Can Alice Cooper still sing? And at the end I will give my rating and recommendation and tell you if you should go and see the show or not. So after releasing a new album last year called Road, then Alice Cooper is on the road touring that album. He's going to tour Europe and the US for most of this year actually. Now I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this band, but ironically my sister got me onto this album Flush the Fashion that he put out in 1980, which is an album that everybody hates, but that's my favorite Alice Cooper album. Full honesty guys, this was a concert that I wasn't super excited about. I almost didn't go there, and when I got there I almost didn't get in, but things actually turned out different than I expected. When we heard and saw this stuff starting, we looked at each other, me and my friend, and were like, is this stuff real? What I was surprised about was the energy of the band and how heavy this stuff is versus when you hear it on the albums. Because of course I've heard the studio versions, but this was so much heavier somehow. But of course, you know, considering who's in the band, nobody should really be surprised, you know. He's got this Chuck Garric on bass, he's toured with LA Guns, played with Ted Nugent. He's got Glen Sobel on the drums. He's been with the Hollywood Vampires, worked with a lot of different artists like Mötley Crüe, Jeff Scott Soto, and Paul Gilbert. And then 3 amazing guitar players. First one, Ryan Roxie, he's been with Slash, Gilby Clarke from Guns N' Roses. Tommy Henriksen, who has been with Doro, Warlock, and Hollywood Vampires as well. And then last but not least, there's Nita Strauss. They did an album last year, I think, Into the Void or something like that. She played with the Iron Maidens, the Iron Maiden cover band, and she's played with Demi Lovato. She's a pure wizard, and definitely the reason why my friend came along. All these 3 guitarists bring something different. They bring a different dimension, each and every one of them, and that makes the sound super, super tight and heavy, but also very clear because they are not all playing the same somehow. It's really, really cool. The theatrics and the show were super impressive. I mean, every song kind of followed the theme, and that was done with very little props. I was surprised. I mean, they had 2 staircases and stuff like that on the side of the stage, but they actually managed with that interplay between the projections, the lights, and those limited props, plus of course a lot of other stuff that I'll come to later, to make it very grand somehow. Alice got executed, you know, he got put into a straitjacket, you know, he stabbed people, he had a live cobra that he patted repeatedly during the song Snakebite. So all this stuff was there. It was kind of like a horror show, but the cream on top was that the songs were super good, super heavy, and sounded amazing. Alice Cooper himself surprised me. He has so much energy and he partakes in all those acts on the stage. He's running around while singing and all that stuff. And by the looks of it, as a 76-year-old, he's got at least 5 to 10 really good years left in him. But can Alice Cooper still sing? The short answer is yes, he definitely can. He sang all these songs really, really well. He didn't look tired. He didn't make any shortcuts. He didn't slow anything down. He just performed. It was amazing. There was one song, Poison, where I felt that he might not be able to keep the tone as long as in the studio version. But that studio version where he maybe sang that one song during a whole day versus a concert of 21 songs, 3-4 days in a row or whatever it is. Now on the set list I didn't feel that anything was missing. It was 21 songs out of 11 different albums, only one from the new album, but so the rest was just kind of hits and stuff like that. Now the crowd engagement was quite interesting because he didn't really talk. He introduced the band in the final song, and somehow he still managed to keep the crowd super engaged from the first minute to the last, which is really impressive because it was a show for over 2 hours and he didn't really do anything with it. But I think it was, you know, the theatrics and all the stuff that was going on there that just kind of sucked you in somehow. Shout out to the crowd also. I mean, I've been to concerts there before. I saw Manowar, I saw Megadeth, and Don't Kill Me. I saw Sting in Pardubice, and the crowd in Pardubice is always great. First of all, I'll put a few songs in the first comment below so you can see songs for yourself. But now the pros of this concert is that first of all, it was super fun. It really sucked you in with all the theatrics and all that stuff. And it's easy to see how Alice Cooper has inspired others like Marilyn Manson, Slipknot and those guys. The band is just in a different league. I mean, making songs that I wasn't a fan of, super heavy, fun. I'm gonna be listening to Alice Cooper after this show for sure. He can sing and he's a showman in a different league than anybody else. The lights, the sounds, all the props, all that stuff was just, yeah, top notch. And the crowd was great. Now the negatives, the only negative thing that I can say, it was too short. And it's not because it was short, I just wanted so much more. I would have loved to sit there for 4 hours. It was over 2 hours, but I just wanted more. This was so good that I actually might go and see him again in the autumn in Germany when he comes back. You need to see this. If you haven't seen him, then you need to go. If you've seen him before, then go. And let me know if you saw him and what you thought about it. Now, I would be very happy if you'd like this video and subscribe to my channel. And then I want to tell you about this video here that I did with Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple. He was touring the Burn album as an anniversary tour, and I did a concert review on that.